What is the worst interaction with another human you've had in 2020? I'll fucking go first. I asked a girl out on a date, picked her up, drove her to the fucking restaurant. Right when we parked, she tells me, I don't think I really want this to be a date. What? I had no fucking idea what I should do. So I just fucking go into the restaurant with her. We sit there like we're strangers the entire time. I had just like blown up a little bit on TikTok. I made a fucking video about the situation and I asked everyone on TikTok what the fuck I should do. As I'm sitting at fucking dinner, my fucking phone just goes crazy. Fucking video goes viral. I'm like reading the comments at dinner, laughing my fucking ass off. I get up to go to the bathroom and my fucking waitress stops me and she says, I just got off my fucking break. I just saw your fucking TikTok. She was like, I fucking got this. When I sit down, she comes over. She acts like I'm a fucking celebrity. Gives me her fucking phone number. And the girl I was with was fucking devastated.
Colorado! Bro, I just fucking... Oh my god, I was looking for a gas station. I took the wrong turn and I ended up in the middle of nowhere. Literally just trees and then this road. And I'm just in the middle. And I was like, I don't know where the fuck I am. And then I was like, okay, let me park to the side and get some signal and try and like find a gas station, right? Next thing you know, something crashes into me. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Someone just crashed into me in the middle of nowhere. I'm fucked. I'm fucked. And then I was like, wait a second, it's the woods. There's no streets. How? And then next thing you know, I turn my flashlight on my window. It's a bear. It's a bear. Winnie the Pooh came for me. So I start honking to like fix it, right? I like make it go away. It won't go away. So I blast music. My music's on shuffle. What fucking plays? Gucci flip-flops! Bad Baby saved my life. Why?
Flip-flops, fucking hit your bitch and massage. This a big why.
I was 21 when I found out I was pregnant with twin girls. My sister is 28 and has had 14 miscarriages. She's only had one successful pregnancy, which resulted in my 4-year-old niece. I'm not against having kids, but I definitely wanted to wait until I graduated with my degree and I was married to my significant other. From the start, my mom has been saying I should give my babies to my sister since she deserves them more than I do. And my sister completely agrees. I told them hell no, and my mom calls me a selfish bitch. Throughout my pregnancy, my sister has been begging me to give her at least one baby since I'm having 2. The last time I saw her, we were having lunch and she started babbling about keeping one of my babies, so I paid for my meal and left and haven't seen any of them since then. After I have my girls, I log on to Facebook to hundreds of threatening messages from my family and friends about how I stole my sister's babies and ruined her life. She posted a picture of her nursery that she had for my babies. There's so many posts about how generous I am for going through the pregnancy and giving my sister the babies. She told everyone I was giving her my babies, and she has my pictures of them in the NICU saying how she can't wait to bring them home.
This is the story about the time I lost a game of What Are the Odds and had to ride this board across Europe from Paris to Switzerland. Here's what that looked like.
1 in 10.
3, 2, 1,
7!
And just like that, I was off to Paris. I had no idea what to expect. All I knew was I had a huge adventure ahead of me. And just like that, things took a turn for the worst. I was trapped in the forest with no food, no water, and my board died. On top of all that,
No service. And my next charging spot's a castle.
and look at the trail ahead of me. Like this video to see what happens for part 2.
So my cousin and I grew up together and we would go at it all the time. He would tell me I was ugly. I told him that's why his forehead was 5 stories tall. But one day when we were arriving to school, he was like, why your face lopsided and you got one eye bigger than the other? I thought he was trying to roast me, so I was like, why your edge up do a 30-degree angle? But with a serious face and a concerned voice, he was like, no, your face actually is lopsided. Go look in the mirror. So I ran to the restroom, and when I looked in the mirror, I saw my face literally was lopsided. It was melting before my eyes. I called my mom in a panic. We went to the hospital, and they told me my face was paralyzed.
For those of you who live in California, you might know this house. This is a picture of Sarah Winchester, and after her infant daughter died and her husband died of tuberculosis, she decided to move out west and start a new life. She bought this 8-bedroom farmhouse in San Jose, California, and then she turned it into this. Why, you ask? Well, her late husband owned this gun company, and she went to a psychic, and the psychic told her that the people that bought these guns from them, the people that they killed, were going to come and haunt her. So she turned this into this with all of the money she had, which nowadays would be about $76 million, to confuse the ghosts that were haunting her. She had carpenters and construction workers working around the clock nonstop to build staircases that led to nowhere. Very confusing architecture. Again, with the stairs, windows on the floors, along with doors that led to nowhere, 6 kitchens, 13 bathrooms, 10,000 windows, and 47 stairways and fireplaces, all to confuse the ghosts that live there. And you can go visit it.
This is the creepy story about the dirty room. There was a girl named Beth, and her mom kept telling her to clean her room because she hadn't cleaned it in months. Beth said she didn't want to, and that she would do it tomorrow. Her mom rolled her eyes and said okay. That night, Beth was watching TV in bed and she fell asleep. Beth woke up the next morning and realized her vision was black. She couldn't see a thing and she began to scream. Her mom then came running in the room and Beth told her that she just woke up and she cannot see a thing. Her mom then immediately took her to the hospital. When the doctor looked at Beth's eyes, he immediately said, "Beth, you got bit by a spider in both of your eyes and you will never be able to see again." Beth immediately started to cry and couldn't believe she was going to be blind. The doctor then looked at Beth's mom and said, "Does your daughter have a messy room?" Her mom said yes. Why? The doctor then said, "That's probably why she got bit by a spider in her eyes, because spiders love to populate messy rooms."
This proves that eating healthy can fucking kill ya. In 1974, London, England, a 48-year-old man was sick of his fat gut and decided to go on a diet. Now, there are so many different types of diets to try, but this guy decided to try his own method. He decided that he was going to drink nothing but carrot juice. He was drinking about a gallon of carrot juice a day. So 10 days go past and guess what happens? Yeah, he turned into a bloody rabbit. Nah, I'm just kidding. He fucking died. He had overdosed on vitamin A. Death by a vegetable. That's just sad. So if you want to go on a diet and you value your life, take it easy on the juice, mate.
Welcome back to another toxic best friend story time. A little background information. I was friends with this girl since elementary school, and we had a really good friendship until we got into high school. Like, we always got along, never fought over boys. Well, during our freshman year, this new boy started at our school. Well, I started talking to him. And after a month of still talking to him, my best friend goes, "I don't think you should talk to him. He talks to a lot of girls." And because she was my best friend, I didn't think she would lie about that. I believed her and I stopped talking to him. Well, that weekend, I went over her house. And when I walked in her room, she goes, "Oh, say hi." And who else is on the phone but the boy she told me not to talk to? So after they got off the phone, I was like, "Let me guess, you told me to stop talking to him because you liked him." And she goes, "Yeah, I just knew that if I told you I liked him, you wouldn't stop talking to him." So that night, we went to a party, and he was there. And things started to go south, like for part 2.
About how my boyfriend got away with touching his own little sister. So I started dating this guy in like 2018. He lived like 45 minutes away from me, but he couldn't drive because he had a DUI. So his license was suspended. Well, I had a car, but I was in college, so I didn't have time to drive up to where he was at every single day. So we would only hang out on the weekends until he got his license back. Mind you, this man was a bum. He had no job. He wasn't even in school. I liked him despite all of that because I thought he was a genuine sweet guy. He still lived with his parents, but he was only 23, so I decided to give him the benefit of the doubt. But anyways, one day he came to pick me up and we went to his house. He told me that he had a little sister, but this would be my first time actually meeting her in person. She was only 8 years old and he was 23. He was super cute and sweet, so the more we hung out, the more I got close with her. Well, one day, me, my boyfriend, and his little sister are all in his room watching TV. He goes to the bathroom and me and her start talking. I ask her what she likes to do for fun. She tells me she likes playing the game Dress Up. So I ask her how to play. She tells me that you have to strip completely naked. The person that you're playing with dresses you up, and that she plays the game with her older brother because he's the one who taught her. 2 how my boyfriend got away with touching his own little sister. My boyfriend's in the bathroom and his little sister tells me that she plays this game called Dress Up that he taught her. You strip butt-ass naked. You let the person you're playing with dress you up. Obviously, my mind went south. I didn't know if I should have told her in that moment if it was wrong and not normal because I didn't want her to freak out before I got the chance to help her. So I asked her, how many times have you played this game with your older brother? She tells me that she plays it all the time and that she really likes it. So now I'm thinking he has completely groomed her. She thinks this game is completely okay. My boyfriend comes back in the room and we finish the night off watching a bunch of movies. I didn't know what else to do. So I leave his house and then the next day I call him and I ask him about this little game. The first thing he does is get mad, says that she's young and dumb and doesn't know what she's talking about, that it's wrong of me to just falsely accuse him of things like this. So he breaks up with me. I didn't really care, but I was thinking about his little sister, that I needed to get back into that house so I could ask her more questions. So I begged for him back. Even though I didn't really like him, I told him that I believed him, that I wanted to come over so we could work things out. This is what happened when I went to his house. 3 of how my boyfriend got away with touching his own little sister. So he breaks up with me after I tell him what his sister told me about this game that they play where you strip completely naked. Yeah, that game. Me not having enough proof to take it to the authorities just yet, I begged for him back so I can go over to his house again, get more info from his little sister. For some odd reason, when I went over to his house, his little sister just wasn't anywhere to be seen. Me and him are sitting in his room watching a movie, and he goes to the bathroom. I see his little sister peek her head through the door. I'm like, hey, come here. She seems super excited to see me, and she tells me, Mom and Dad told me I couldn't talk to you anymore. So I ask her why, and she says that they told him that I was a bad person and I make up lies about people. People, including her older brother. So I ask her what lies I made up. She says they didn't tell her. Now I'm thinking, so the parents are in on it too. So I continue to ask her questions about this game that they play. I'm like, have you told your parents? She says yes, she's told her parents. That they didn't see anything wrong with it. That's just another reason for her to think that it's okay. So that's when shit goes south and her parents walk in. 4 of how my boyfriend got away with touching his own little sister. My boyfriend's little sister tells me that their parents know about this game that she plays with her older brother, where they strip completely naked. So as she's telling me more and more, her parents walk in. It was the first time I disrespected somebody in their own home. They start yelling at her for not staying put where they told her to stay put. That way I couldn't talk to her. That's when I snap and I start going off on her parents. And how I know that their son is touching their little daughter and they're not doing anything about it. And that I'm not afraid to report them. And her parents go ballistic. Also, when my boyfriend gets out of the bathroom, Mom comes up to me and tries to smack me. Dodged it. Then she's yelling and screaming at me to get out of her house. It's kind of a hard situation because I knew that if I called the police, I would have no proof of anything. I would necessarily be trespassing since they told me to get out. That little girl can't speak for herself. They groomed her. She thinks it's okay. I wasn't gonna leave that little girl in that house, so I stood my ground. That's when my boyfriend grabs me. My dad grabs me. They pick me up. I can't even make this up when I say that they threw me out their front door. 5 of how my boyfriend got away with touching his own little sister. So after I confront the parents about it, my boyfriend and his dad both pick me up and they chuck me out their front door. They go back inside and then my boyfriend comes out again and throws my purse at me. My heart was torn to shreds because I knew that there was nothing that I could do. I didn't have enough proof of anything and I knew that I could not get back into that house ever again. Now I can't talk to that little girl, but I went ahead and reported them to Children's Services anyways. They said the most they could do was a well-being check. Obviously they didn't see anything wrong in the well-being check because nobody in that household was going to admit what really happened. And I also know it went well because after they threw me out of their house, my boyfriend had blocked me completely on all social medias, but I still did have his friends on social media. And I saw one of his friends post a Snapchat at his house with him and his little sister in the background, which means that little girl never got taken out of that house. I also made sure to tell all of his friends, but everybody just thought that I was lying and trying to falsely accuse him. So there was nothing that I could do.